Okay guys, now I know we have did this recipe already. It was one of our first videos and it kind of sucked because we didn't have our cool lights and all that good stuff. But this is a basic recipe that I use for pretty much anything that's going to have tomato sauce on it. So I want to go ahead and redo it. We are going to make Mama Tess's delicious spaghetti. Nonna Snowden cooks. The goal is to amuse you and help you keep your family fed. Okay, so Mama Tess was my great-grandmother that came over here from Italy back in the day. So this is her recipe, and the first thing I got to do, because we finna play with the meat, I gotta take off my ring what came with the chicken. All right, now I have 2 pounds of ground sirloin. You got to use the ground sirloin. You cannot use the plain old ground beef or your balls will fall right apart. And we're making the balls right now. Meatballs. All right. There's 2 pounds. Now, for this recipe, 2 eggs per pound. So I'm going to need 4 eggs to go in here. So I cannot tell you how much of this to use. I have 2 pounds of the ground sirloin. I have 4 eggs. Now I'm putting in some of the ghost chili salt, peppery salt. Okay, so just a pinch or 2 of that. I'm going to throw in some of Mr. Dan Pastorini's garlic and herb yumminess. Oop, wrong side. Okay, now do not ask me how much, how many are you? I don't know. I don't have any idea. Okay, a handful of the good sheep's milk, a handful and a half. The good sheep's milk Romano. And well, I guess about that much breadcrumbs. And now we're going to squish it all up. I'm going to need more breadcrumbs. Because you see how this is all loose and gooey and icky? That is not right. It's got to have more breadcrumbs in it. All right. I don't know how many breadcrumbs we're using. I got absolutely not a clue. Maybe 2 cups. I don't know. It's still too gooey and ooey and icky. Got to have more breadcrumbs. I don't know how many cups we out now. This is a brand spanking new bottle of breadcrumbs that was, we put the plastic off the top right before we started this. Okay, so we're guesstimating maybe 1.5 cups, 2 cups. And you see, it's not wet and gooey anymore. Your balls are all nice and firm, and you know, you can roll them up, you can pat your balls, you can roll your balls, you got them all good to go, and it's not real sticky. Okay guys, now this is the next step. I had showed y'all how to make the meatballs, and you want them nice, and you can pat them and firm and everything. Now the next thing we finna do is we're gonna brown the meat and the 2 onions and probably about 2 handfuls of garlic. And I have got the hot Italian sausage and the mild Italian sausage. Since I'm making a double batch, I'm going to put them both in there. If you like your tomato sauce spicy, it don't give you enough heartburn just being mild, then you could use the hot and that'll guarantee give you heartburn. Okay, step number 1. Get your olive oil and you're going to pour in enough to coat the bottom of the pan, because you don't want your balls sticking. Because I'm doing a double batch, I got 2 onions. Now, Oma says it has to be, you have to leave them whole. She don't like it when I chop them up. So, you know, in honor of Oma, we putting the whole onions in the batch here. Then we're going to get all of these little sausage links all nice and browned up. And then we're going to brown the balls. Because, you know, brown balls, you got to brown them. All right, guys. So, as you could see, we got everything all nicely browned up right here. The next thing we're going to do is we are going to brown the tomato paste. And y'all know I like the mutty. So all I'm doing right now is browning up this tomato paste. And you see it's all nicely browned in the olive oil. And now here comes the... Okay, so because I'm making a double batch, you see 2 of everything's going in there. I got 2 of the paste in there. I got 2 of the purees in there. And let me stir this up real quick. The next thing we finna do is put some water in there. All right, there we go. And we're going to stir this up, and then we're going to put all the meat back in the pot, and we're going to let it cook 5, 6, 7 hours, I don't know, until it's done. And this is my spaghetti pot that I make my spaghetti in, so I don't have any idea how much water I'm putting in it, because I just put it in it till it's filled up to the right amount, because that's my spaghetti pot. Nope, that's not quite enough. And then if you're doing it right, you come in here, there'll be spaghetti sauce splattered all up on the ceiling right there. That's how you know it's really done, when you got the tomato sauce on the ceiling. And the reason I'm filling up this bowl is put in all the good juice from the meat that I already browned. And that is the right amount of water. And like I said, this is just going to boil all day. I'm going to have enough for dinner and lunches, and I'm going to have a whole nother bunch to put in the freezer. Oh, you can't freeze the meatballs. The meatballs fall to pieces as soon as you freeze them. They don't come out right. But you can freeze the Italian sausage, and of course you could freeze the sauce. Okay, guys, y'all come up in here and look. This is about right. If you want it a little thicker, let it cook a little longer. Now I just have 2 things to say. Woofy, Nonna loves you. And cook, skydive, have fun, give back. Skydive Spaceland, October 5th and 6th. Be there or, something.